Hey, what's up guys? In this video I will guide you through my favorite guns. As you can see, it's not a lot of them, and there's a reason for this. I'm not a collector at all. I'm a very practical airsoft player, so as soon as a gun doesn't work and I figure that it just doesn't fit my playstyle, I immediately sell it again. And that's what's left. That's what I think one of the most reliable guns out there, one of the most accurate and powerful guns out there. So in this video I will tell you what I modified on them to make them work for me, to make them that good, and why this is my gun collection. Alright, let's get started with my M4. It's just fun to switch once in a while to an automatic gun, and that's why I own this gun. It started out as a VFC M4 AEG. There's not much left of the gun, as you can see. Then externally, the gun got modified by me and a really cool guy called Spartan 117 GW. I met the guy in Los Angeles. He worked for PTS, and he was nice enough to kit this gun out with some really cool externals from PTS. Here we have an M-Lock rail, also made by PTS, and here is the flash hider, also PTS, and a silencer. Now this silencer is modified. Usually it doesn't come with foam inside, but I added some foam. And the combination of the HPA system and the silencer with the foam inside makes the gun really, really silent. You almost can't hear it. It's like a... It's amazing. Here I have my Glock AP. It's made by Marui, and you know it's not realistic. It doesn't kick or sound or look cool, but it's a very reliable sidearm, especially if the weather is really cold. I did some modifications to this gun to make it work for me. Here, as you can already see, this cable here is not just a lanyard, it's also the supply cable for my battery. It's a 7.4 volt LiPo battery, goes wired into here, to the motor and to the switch unit, and this way I can get a roof like this, which is pretty amazing. I upgraded it with an Eagle 6 springs. It has 290 FPS. I think it can do 25 rounds per second. Has a PDI 601 inner barrel right here. Some constant ball bearings, upgraded hop-up rubber, new cylinder. A lot of stuff is upgraded on this gun. Love it a lot for cold winter games. Up next is my Marui Glock 18C gas blowback pistol. Really love the gun. I used it for a very long time. If you're following this channel, you've seen this gun shoot a lot of people. Real quick about the gun, I can't say much about it. It's completely stock. It's out of the box a great pistol. That's all I can say about this. I used it for a very, very long time, and right now it's gotten to the point where I can't really use it anymore. It just works so much that as soon as I exchange one part for a replacement or upgrade part, the next part breaks, so I can't really use it anymore, and that's why I switched to another pistol. But I will go back to this Glock again. I will buy one of those again, and then you will be able to enjoy the full auto footage again, because that's one of the very cool features about this gun. It has the option for full auto. My current sidearm of choice is the KJ Works P09 licensed by ASG. Really neat pistol. I think it's only $130 US, but it feels, oh god, it feels so good. It has this metal slide, kicks great. There's a green gas version and there's the CO2 version. I currently use the CO2 version because it just kicks a little harder, and also it's more reliable at cold temperatures. Other than that, not much to say about this gun. It's completely stock, but I think it's one of the better out-of-the-box pistols on the markets right now. But again, I will go back to my Glock just because first I'm Austrian and Glock is made in Austria. so I have to support my country, right? And also, I kinda like how the Glock feels, even though it's made of plastic. I like the way the trigger feels, and I like that there's no safety and stuff like this. So I will change soon from this gun back to a Marui Glock again, as soon as I find one, because those are really hard to get. By the way, that's one of the models that still has the Glock markings. Those are really hard to get, because Glock suit pretty much everybody who replicated their pistols. He's hit. Headshot.
Dude, you just killed an entire fucking camp.
Next comes the gun that made this channel so big. It's my trusty Marui VS10, which is completely upgraded internally, but on the outside it's still stock. If I would tell you every single modification that I did to this gun, it will take probably 1 or 2 hours, so let's keep it short. First short story about it was my first proper sniper rifle. Bought it, I think, 7 or 8 years ago, and it guided me through this YouTube career, I would say. I've traveled with this gun to 15 different countries. I would say I shot at least 3,000 people with it in 50 different nations, and oh god, I love it. It's a really great gun. What I love about it is that it shoots so accurate, it's so consistent. There's no feeding problems, it just shoots like a laser. It's lightweight, which is good, but that's also the disadvantage of the VS10. It's a very toyish gun. I met a lot of people who broke the VS10 on this part here on the stock, because it's so, as you can see here, it's a very thin ABS plastic. Then the other barrel had to change because I fell on it, and the stock Marui barrel is just very weak, just like all parts of this gun actually. So the conclusion is that the VS10, it's a very, very good design, and there are lots of parts available for it. But the externals are just, I mean, it's a plastic trigger guard, the stock is very thin, the other barrel is so extremely thin. Then the threads strip very easy. I mean, here, when you look at the rail, only 2 screws are left, the other 2 is stripped. So, yeah. Still love the gun. Anyhow, it has its design flaws. Hit! Sicht.
Was?
Ja, ist weg. And my last gun is my current gun of choice. When I head to the field, I always bring my Novritsch SSG24, and I really love this gun. There's not much I can complain about it. Basically because I was involved in this design, and you know, if I was complaining about anything, I could just change it in the factory. And that's the result. It's a very sturdy gun. That's what when you compare it to the VS10, it's a gun, not a toy. It's a toy. It doesn't shoot real bullets, right? But when you touch it, it's a fiberglass reinforced stock. The outer barrel, it's of thick aluminium. It's just metal trigger guard. It just feels like a gun and not like a toy. Internally, it's completely upgraded. Shoots straight, shoots nice. You can see it in some of the video how it performs. What I don't like about this gun is, and that's just a personal preference, it gets really heavy with the cameras on. Usually here in front I also have the selfie camera, then here I have the scope cam. Here in the back I usually have a battery taped to it, which also that's a big disadvantage of this gun. I can't put the battery into the stock like on the VS10. But again, that's just me. Not everybody has a million cameras on his sniper rifles. Other than that, I really love this gun. Not much to say about it. On top of the gun, I run a Swiss Arms 4x40 scope. I'm using this scope now since, I think, 8 or 9 years. That's the scope that I had on my very, very first sniper rifle, which was an AGM MP001. Horrible gun, by the way. Don't buy it. It's a huge design flaw. Oh god, I don't even want to start with this gun. don't buy the AGM MP001. I'm warning you. You will regret it. It's a waste of time and a waste of money. Okay, back to the scope. Here I have the scope cam setup. Here I have a Canon Legeria on top. My scope cam of choice. Very old school. Still the camcorder like in the beginning. I know lots of people are using the Mobius or the Run cams or the Foxy Legend ones, but I still think that this one delivers the best image quality, even though if it's really old school, but love it a lot. Yes, I think that's pretty much it. So far I didn't do any modifications to the gun. I did some externally. Here I milled down some pieces of the rail so I can fit the scope, because the scope is upside down, as you can see. Here this adjustment turret, I had to put it upside down so I have space for the camera, and that's why I had to adjust the rail. And by the way, it's the 0001 serial number, so it's the very first one that came out of the factory. That's also the prototype, that's the gun I worked on, which makes it one of a kind. The very first SSG24, it's right there. Okay, good. So much about my guns. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. As I said, those are my favorite guns. In the future, I will also have the SSG24 in the M4 AEG stock. But other than that, I don't think much will change. I mean, I'm using those guns for a really long time now, and I'm very happy with them. And if you're following this channel, you know I'm always using the same stuff, because this stuff just works. It's reliable, it's accurate, it's powerful, and that's all I need. Let me know in the comments if you also have, you know, your favorite gun, the gun you're playing with for a very long time, and you know, maybe you're also a little personal connected like I was to my VS10. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you guys on Monday. Thursday, fuck! See you guys on Thursday.